Jim Bushy will make the hard left-hand turn in the Solid Rock Carriers pace car. Off the racing surface, Landon Pembelton leads the field through the KRC Power Steering start zone, and the Commonwealth 225 is underway.
Wow, did he get a start on the outside and just flying. Pembelton, the 0 car, comes out of corner number 4, and we've made one complete lap with this thundering herd as they all go by.
Settle out, Layne Riggs has moved to second around Jacob Hefner. Saw Mason Diaz a big slide there in turn number 4 as well, but look at this. This is now the fight for about the 4th spot. Zach Miracle has it. Trevor Ward, Deke McCaskill, Carson Kvapil. Boy, these things are getting really, really crazy, and we're only on lap number 3 as we're watching the fight for 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. This is the first side-by-side battle.
We got
big problems.
Fire.
Chad McCumbee up in flame in turn number 1. In the wall behind him is Jaden Reyna, who got stuck in the oil, and there is
the net is already down. The net's already down. He's getting unbuckled. He's going to be able to come out of that car.
And there's a swath of oil all the way down the front stretch in and through turns 1 and 2, Lenny. So McCumbee is out of the race car.
It'll all of a sudden just explode. There it goes. Look at that flame.
Look at Bobby McCarty and Jonathan Schaefer.
Oh, man. McCarty is sliding in the oil right there.
How did they not hit anything more than just a bumper cover?
That is amazing. That is Bobby McCarty
and Jonathan Schaefer.
Both of those drivers showing how good they really are, because that oil there made that icy.
Do you have any idea what happened on the car to produce all that?
I think something driveline-wise popped really big, obviously. No warning whatsoever. Car was really good, man. Holy cow, the thing was a rocket off the bottom, and just trying to bide our time and slowly pick our way through, but felt like we had something we could race with for sure. So once again, and we maybe the bad luck will quit eventually, but we'll just keep bringing as fast the cars as we can to the racetrack and hope to capitalize on them.
18 laps have been completed. Landon Pembelton and Layne Riggs will lead the field through the KRC Power Steering restart zone, and after a lengthy cleanup in turn number 1, Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour is underway yet again.
Riggs was searching in those corners, couldn't find the speed to dart underneath of Pembelton. Now he's going to be pestered by Jacob Hefner, and looks like car behind them. 32, Zach Miracle.
And we're starting to see the top 3 close in as well, Lenny. Layne Riggs has reeled in slightly Landon Pembelton. It's down to about a 2-car length gap, and kudos to Jacob Hefner staying with these guys. He is right there in their back bumper, close to it as they head down the backstretch. It's a race for the lead off turn number 2.
Riggs gets the nose near the left rear quarter panel of Pembelton. Just kind of saying, hey, I'm here. I think my 99's faster than your 0. I'm going to be trying to push that issue. And he does there in the bottom of the turn. Riggs will come out of corner number 4. Sun glaring down at both of these drivers. Pembelton holds them off. Door to door, coming out of the corner 2 into 3. They'll be coming back towards us and towards that bright sun. It is Riggs on the inside by just the nose of that Ford, but the Toyota on the outside continuing to battle.
26 one-thousandths of a second was the gap 1 lap ago in favor of Landon Pembelton. This time out of turn number 4, new leader it appears. Yes, Layne Riggs will lead lap number 53. So move the 99 to the lead here at South Boston as he now will try to clear and does clear Landon Pembelton for the race lead. Jim Bushy will crank the Solid Rock Carriers pace car hard left the pit lane, and Layne Riggs, now the leader in the control car, brings the field to the KRC Power Steering restart zone. And just like that, Layne Riggs is back out front, and this race is under green.
Wow, Zach Miracle right on the bumper of Pembelton. Inside of him, Jacob Hefner. Hefner's got that white 95 moving pretty good, even on the low line. Oh! Yeah, Miracle tried to nudge that. These 4 are going at it. This is full-fledged combat out there.
It is, and we're only just getting to the halfway point. Hefner's, yeah, he is up to the 5th spot, and Carson Kvapil in this restart has, there you saw him, he has dropped back to 9th.
Not good.
Yeah. Caution on the speedway. Problems turn number 2 for Chase Burrow. And he is off and rolling again. That will be a penalty for intentionally bringing out a caution for the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour at the South Boston Speedway. Green flag is out, and once again, Layne Riggs leads the field through turns 1 and 2. And one more time, Layne Riggs jumps out to the race lead.
Bet that's got to be a really cool feeling for him now that he's won the track championship here. He knows where the marks need to go, crosses the halfway point in this race with the lead. Impressive the way Kvapil is playing some strategy, some mind games. He's got enough car to just ride around there right with Hall, and he doesn't really have to pass him.
Whoa! Hefner missed the corner, it looked like, Lenny, and they are 3 wide down the front stretch.
Oh, my.
Kvapil wisely backs out, but maybe not for long because McCaskill slipped up that time.
Yeah, Kvapil had the decision, do I back all the way out? Nope, can't do that. Hall's behind me. I guess I got to throttle up and see where it goes.
Oh, big contact there with Deep McCaskill and Carson Kvapil. We saw that earlier in the Pro Lane Mono race. It knocked the wheel out of a driver's hand. The car crashed. Near disaster potentially there for Carson Kvapil.
Yeah.
Probably not. And speaking of friendly, Jacob Hefner now is friendly to the inside line. Gets underneath and around Mason Diaz. Slide job as Diaz tries to come back, and they are all kinds of over each other off turn 4.
And this is awesome racing. And these are not for the top spots. That's how good it is.
This is position 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This 5-car pack led by Jacob Hefner, and Kvapil still stuck on the bottom of the racetrack. And just like that, Carson Kvapil decided it's time to go, Lenny. He caught up now to the 95 of Jacob Hefner. It's almost like he decided, I'm done playing games. We're down to 35 laps to go this time. If I get a shot to win this race, I better start trying to pay attention to that. Yeah, he has caught the tail of the field, has Layne Riggs. That is Hayden Swank on the bottom. He's got to work his way around. There is Jessica Cannon at Palace Point number 19. And you see the gap. It's nearly a straightaway for Layne Riggs. Oh, and right in front of him, Andrew Grady is in the outside wall. Caution is on the speedway with 23 laps to go unofficially. Oh, boy, that is not what Layne Riggs wanted to see, as Andrew Grady's birthday has had the candles extinguished on its party. Layne Riggs, the leader, brings him through the KRC Power Steering restart zone, and this time Landon Pembelton nearly got alongside of him but lost traction mid-corner. It's Riggs to the point, and they are trading paint behind him.
Definitely so. Kvapil moving up to 3rd. Outside move there as Pembelton goes after Riggs.
A little bit of bumper tag between Landon Pembelton and Layne Riggs. Oh, boy. The fans here have seen this multiple times over the last few months, whether it be Peyton Sellers or Landon Pembelton and Layne Riggs or whoever the case might be. There are some rivalries brewing, and they are coming to a head yet again here in the Cars Tour event. Pembelton nearly picked Riggs up and sat him back down, getting into turn number 3.
Here comes Kvapil. Look at that iRacing Chevrolet in 3rd. He sees what's going on out there. Pembelton takes Riggs to the high side. Kvapil goes low.
Pembelton might be so worried about Riggs, he's going to forget about Carson Kvapil. We've seen it happen more than once, and there he is alongside as Carson Kvapil. Question is, can he get the forward drive to get alongside and around Pembelton as he now moves Riggs?
3 wide, and look at the damage on Pembelton's nose there on the outside.
Oh, and Layne Riggs is going to be hot under the collar. Yeah, and something tells me he's going to be using them up to try to get back to that 0. And now Kvapil repays the favor. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, says Carson Kvapil. He'll try to move Landon Pembelton aside and now lean on him down the back straightaway as they head to turn 3.
Pembelton searching for his first car tour victory. On the inside, though, Kvapil a little slide there. Car did not bite into the racetrack. And that may help Kvapil, or Kvapil may get caught up into whatever the melee is. Kvapil's got a nose in front.
Riggs slipped that time in turn number 2. You saw him kind of bobble, have to cut down the racetrack and use that banking, use the hill to get that run. Look at Pembelton again sideways. New leader, lap 111, Carson Kvapil to the point for the first time here today.
14 laps to go, and the 8 machine is in front. The series points leader, the iRacing Chevrolet at the point.
Can he pull away from Landon Pembelton? And on top of that, has Layne Riggs got anything to get up to Carson Kvapil in the final 12 and a half laps? There's no championship on the line. At this point, it's all about pride and all about trying to win a race in front of what ultimately is a hometown crowd, and there it is. Layne Riggs repaid the favor. The crowd, half of them on their feet, half of them making gestures, and now Layne Riggs is at the second with 11 laps to go. Through turns 3 and 4. Carson Kvapil sees the white flag from Brandon Willard. One final trip around the South Boston Speedway in the Commonwealth 225. He laid back early, fell back to mid-pack, and charged late. And Carson Kvapil sets that car through turns 3 and 4 to win not only the Commonwealth 225, but the 2022 Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour Late Model Stock Championship with a race to go here this season. What a performance by Carson Kvapil. Let him hear you, South Boston. Carson Kvapil. The winner of the Commonwealth 225. First, we saw you as far back as about the 10th spot so far in this one. And ultimately, we had doubts about how this was all going to turn out. Did you have any doubts, and how did you end up here through all of that?
Yeah, for sure. I was fighting a pretty loose race car all race long. Everyone was running the tops. I thought I was better on the top two, and just could never get up there. Really, it was just follow the leader up there. I couldn't really make any runs, so I just really worked hard on running the bottom, and really figured out 1 and 2 really well. 3 and 4, I was really struggling with it. Just couldn't get off the corner when someone was outside of me. But once I was able to just pass some guys, get some good restarts and stuff, I was able to get up top and get some room to run the bottom over there and top over there, and we were just a little better at the end.
With me and Layne, just take us through your perspective of the hard racing with Landon Pembelton at the end of the race tonight.
Well, my perspective might not sound that great, but I know everybody that was watching on Cars Tour TV and everybody in the stands saw what happened. Raced for a national championship all year against them, and they race like that all season long. It really doesn't surprise me at all. It's kind of funny just how often it happens. And I know everybody saw early in the race, I worked him and worked him and worked him. I took about 10 laps to finally pass him on the bottom. Just made sure I never made contact with him, just to have a good, clean race. You can't have any beef against me later in the race. So I took the top, and he never attempted to pass me. He just ran into the back of me the whole time until he finally knocked me up the racetrack, and really couldn't do anything at the end. So it's just a real shame that we have to race like that. I know racing against these Cars Tour guys is great, but sadly that's how those weekly guys run.
Down here, Landon, take us through your perspective of the racing with Layne Riggs at the end of that.
We had a pretty good car there. Just got too tight there towards the end. Just a back and forth racing thing to me. I gave him a couple nudges, and he sent me a little bit harder. So it is what it is. Good race in my book. So feel like we should have been a little bit better there.
Frustration over not getting P2, P1, is that palpable? Where does it sort of sit in comparison to the battle?
I think we had a top 3 car. Just need to be a little bit better there. I think we need to be a little bit freer at the beginning, but it is what it is. We'll move on and regroup.